I belong to everybody, and I belong to nobody.
Atn covers it all on Atn Politics today. Every day our lives are changed by history.
We are one people, all of us.
Leaders, politics,
nobody's ambition is what
I have fought a very firmly.
Natural occurrence, war, and the world economy.
I belong to everybody, and I belong to nobody.
Atn covers it all on Atn Politics today. Every day our lives are changed by history.
We are one people, all of us.
Leaders, politics,
nobody's ambition is what
I have fought a very firmly.
Natural occurrence, war, and the world economy.
I belong to everybody, and I belong to nobody.
Atn covers it all on Atn Politics today. Every day our lives are changed by history.
We are one people, all of us.
Leaders, politics,
nobody's ambition is what
I have fought a very
natural occurrence, war, and the world economy.
I belong to everybody, and I belong to nobody.
Atn covers it all on Atn Politics today. Every day our lives, politics,
nobody's ambition is what
I have fought a very firmly.
Natural occurrence, war, and the world economy.
I belong to everybody, and I belong to nobody.
Atn covers it all on Atn Politics today. Every day our lives are changed by history.
We are one people, all of us.
Leaders, politics,
nobody's ambition is what
I have fought a very firmly.
Natural occurrence, war, and the world economy.
I belong to everybody, and I belong to nobody.
Atn covers it all on Atn Politics today. Every day our lives are changed by history.
We are one people, all of us.
Leaders, politics,
nobody's ambition is what
I have fought a very firmly.
Natural occurrence,
and I belong to nobody.
Atn covers it all on Atn Politics today.
We are one people, all of us.
Leaders, politics,
nobody's ambition is what
I have fought a very firmly.
Natural occurrence, war, and the world economy.
I belong to everybody.
Good evening and welcome to Atn Politics right here on Atlantic Television Network. Atn Politics is the network's flagship program that discusses core political trends with relevant political stakeholders. Well, today on Atn Politics, we'll be discussing core issues from different political landscapes. Well, we'll take a look at Delta State. APC criticizes governor over alleged neglect of Ijaw communities. National Assembly, Senate approves Tinubu's request to sack 3 recs. Now, PDP crisis, disciplinary committee invites Anyanwu, Ortom, and others. On politics, El Rufai slams Ribadu, calls him a liar. Remember, we are open for adverts, placements, news and events coverage, personality, society and political interviews, products, service promotion and commercials. You can connect with us on all our Atn socials, Facebook and YouTube, Atlantic Television Network, Instagram and TikTok, Atlantic TV Network 1, Twitter, Atlantic TV Net. Watch us live on our website, www.atlanticnet.
from the lines across the ocean to the land beyond the mountains, through the Sahara, we bring all the sport news, live analysis, expert discussions on trending stories in politics, business, socio-economic, sports and documentaries. So catch all the updates on the happenings around the globe. Stay focused on the fact today, only on ATN.
Every day our lives are changed by history.
We are one people, all of us.
Leaders, politics,
Nobody's ambition is what
I have fought a very family.
natural occurrence, war, and the world economy.
I belong to everybody, and I belong to nobody.
ATN covers it all on ATN Politics today. Every day our lives are changed by history.
We are one people, all of us.
Leaders, politics,
Nobody's ambition is what
I have fought a very family.
natural occurrence, war, and the world economy.
I belong to everybody, and I belong to nobody.
It are changed by history.
We are one people, all of us.
Leaders, politics,
Nobody's ambition is what
I have fought a very family.
natural occurrence, war, and the world economy.
I belong to everybody, and I belong to nobody.
ATN covers it all on ATN Politics today. Every day our lives are changed by history.
We are one people, all of us.
Leaders, politics,
Nobody's ambition is what
I have fought a very family.
natural occurrence, war, and the world economy.
I belong to everybody, and I belong to nobody.
ATN covers it all on ATN Politics today. Leaders, politics,
Nobody's ambition is what
I have fought a very firmly.
natural occurrence, war, and the world economy.
I belong to everybody, and I belong to nobody.
ATN covers.
Many thanks for staying with us. You're watching ATN Politics on Atlantic Television Network. And joining us this evening on the studio right here.
Thank you.
All right then. Let's take a look at our first story for today on ATN Politics. The leadership of the Delta State chapter of the All Progressives Congress, APC, has condemned in strong terms the continued neglect of key infrastructural projects that are vital for the development of Delta Ijaw communities under the administration of Governor Sheriff Oborevwori. APC, in a statement signed by its publicity secretary, Valentine Onejogwo, expressed its support for the agitations by the Ijaw Youth Council. According to APC, despite the purported establishment of the Directorate of Riverine Development, it is becoming increasingly evident that the Ijaw communities, which have long contributed to the socio-economic fabric of the state, are being systematically sidelined in the execution of key infrastructure projects by Sheriff Oborevwori's administrations. They cited some projects that are uncompleted by his administration, that he should look deeply into those projects and see a way of facilitating the completion of these projects. Quickly, let me get your take on this, Dr. Henry.
Thank you, Victor. It's expected. If they failed to do this as an opposition party, it means that they have indirectly supported the government in power to do whatever they like. But drawing the attention of the government that, look, the state is your primary constituency, not a particular constituency. And Governor Sheriff, as I know, is an Ijaw person, okay? I don't think being an Ijaw person will neglect the Ijaws and Delta State. I don't think so.
Okay.
But since the opposition has drawn his attention to this project as being named, that he should ensure that the right thing is done for those projects to be completed. It is for the development of the entire Delta State, not just the Ijaws as a tribe in Delta State, but if Ijaw is developed, it is Delta State that is developed. If the Anioma is developed, it is Delta State that is developed. If the, what do you call, the Urobo is developed, it is Delta State, and so on and so forth. So for me, it is expected, and it's a call in the right direction to inform the governor, look, you made this project, or maybe he is the one that instituted this project, but it is high time you completed them. Because like I said, the duty of a governor or any elected official is to ensure that as an attack or something that trying to divert your attention. So for me, this call by the APC is a call in the right direction. I've said that before. For the governor, who is the governor of Delta State, it's not only the governor of Urobo, the Shekere, or the Delta Igbos, it is a governor of Delta State. What is good for the Urobo, please do it for them. What is good for the Shekere, do it for them. What is good for the Delta Igbo, please do it for them. What is good for the entire Delta people, please do it, because that is the reason why you were elected as their governor. And if you fail to do it, it will be on record that when you were governor, so and so project did not, carried out by your administration. And so if he take, consideration of this point rest by the APC, being the opposition in Delta State, opposition party in Delta State, and take a look at them and say, okay, this one have not, done anything about it, and that one, and so on and so forth, then I would think on what to do to make sure that these projects, are carried out, and as well completed, not just carried out the project is a problem here. For those projects to be carried out, executed, and completed as well would be the priority of any administration, not just Delta State, but to if all the states in the federating unit called Nigeria, that if any government in power executes any project, ensure that that project is completed for the people. For the people.
Well,
thank you.
Well, Dr. Henry, you rightly made mention of the duties of the governors, right? But then I think we need to talk more on this. We need to reiterate this and make it, we need to talk more about this, because it appears these are things that have been happening. The people in power, it appears they just want to sit back and wait for opposition to criticize them at all times, to pinch them for what they know they are supposed to do. They know their civic responsibilities to carry out or their constitutional duties to take out. But then they tend to ignore it. They tend to pay little or no attention to it, and then wait for the oppositions to come and then tackle it or criticize it. I mean, so that looking at that, it doesn't really portray, true, what we call true democracy, or it doesn't really make sense. I would put it that way. But then, must the government always wait for criticism to come, probably before they want to do what they are supposed to do? This is several other governors, right, who are also facing the same situation. They come out, to criticize them by either the oppositions or probably the people in some parts of the states which they govern. And this, to me, it's a plague to democracy.
Well, you said it's a plague. There's no doubt that it's not a plague. It is. But I want to come from the historical aspect of what leadership is expected or entails. Now, when you come up to say that I want to be the governor, what are your plans that you want to be a governor? Is it for the benefits that is in that position? Or is it to serve the people as is being provided in the Constitution? If that is your priority, that is your thinking, I think you will be a better leader. But if you are there because Mr. A or Mr. B has made you to be there, it means that you will always dance to the tune of your master's music, because you are not there for the people. But if you are there for the people and you've prepared to offer administration as is expected of your position, you don't have any excuse. Not until you are, you are opposed or, you are pushed by the opposition, because already you have plans that if I am doing this, it will take me from A to B. If I am also doing that, it will take me from B to C, and so on and so forth. Now, secondly, the political parties has a duty, not just sponsoring somebody to any political seat, but for you to ensure that checkmate that person when he or she wins election to occupy that position. Does he or she abide by the tenets of which you stand for? And that is why any political party that is not ideologically driven has missed the mark. And so for him to do the bidding of his political master might be their priorities, forgetting the priority of the people. I keep emphasizing on that. Each time I appear on this program, I say, if any leadership fail to do that which will benefit the people, such a person is not in the first place deserve to be a leader.
Okay, so let's tilt a bit towards those handling the projects. Now, the governor has done his part by, commissioning the project and, awarding the projects to them, right? But then they fail to, complete this project, and we have, just like, this is not just happening in Ijaw and other local governments in Delta State. We have similar experiences in other states, Those people who have been awarded this job to do the job, they fail to complete this job, and then at some point they will leave it uncompleted. All these projects go uncompleted. And I've heard there's one state in Nigeria that have taxed the people in that state to make sure that they hold these companies that have been awarded these projects, to hold them accountable and to make sure that they complete their project. That if they don't, they should report these individuals. But then, what should we do, or what should be done? Because we see that we have monitoring teams, right, in Nigeria that monitors some of these projects that have been awarded to these contractors to carry out the project. But then, what are the monitoring team doing? What are those being awarded, these companies being awarded of this job, what are they doing? Do they have credibility? I mean, what's the question around them? One would question that credibility.
Because at that point in time, he or she has disappointed the people and the governor that awarded that contract to him. But if these contracts are awarded to their political cronies, they have nothing to say. And that's why you have failed projects here and there. If you go to, in fact, if you visit all the states in Nigeria and take stocks of abandoned projects, then you will see that it's alarming. Most of these contracts, they have already paid 95%. And the people would just go away with the money and enrich themselves and allow the people to suffer. And nobody will be held accountable to pay, or in fact to pay for what he or she has done to the people. They will just let them go. Because it is their cronies. But if you awarded a contract and followed due process, see, Victor, this thing is not a rocket science. It is something that there are processes, there are procedures.
Well, this is
that contract should be awarded to people.
No, these are just the Ijaw communities coming out to, to criticize the government as regards to this. So,
more than
the contract,
some of them are completely paid.
You get, but then they keep ignoring this. There's so much to say as regards to this, but then maybe because of time, we'll have to talk about.
So, for me, I blame the governor, because if somebody failed to do what you asked him or her to do, please get the person arrested and let the person face the law. Nobody's bigger than the law.
All right. All right then, quite so lot to say as regards to that. Let's take a look at the National Assembly now. Tinubu's request to sack 3 PSS revealed that he confessed to receiving $150,000 from politicians. Barrister Hudu Yunusa Ari was suspended by former President Muhammadu Buhari for unlawfully declaring the Adamawa governorship election results, usurping the role of the returning officer. Professor Ikemefuna Chijioke Uzochukwu was suspended for mishandling election logistics, abandoning the governorship and state assembly elections, and failing to reschedule supplementary elections. The Senate cited Section 157, subsection 1 of the Constitution, which states that a person holding any of the offices to which this section applies may only be removed from that office by the President, acting on an address supported by a 2/3 majority of the Senate for inability to discharge the functions of the office or for misconduct. Wow, this is coming from the President. Relieving 3 Senate lawmakers of their duties, INEC officials of their duties as regards to alleged misconduct, as the President will have it. We've seen that of Adamawa, we've seen that of Sokoto, and that of Abia State Ikemefuna. We've seen the corruptions, corruption allegations that has been alleged. They have been alleged to have committed during the 2023 presidential election as well as the governorship election. Quickly, let me...
Adamawa State, the resident electoral commissioner of Adamawa State, he committed that infractions during the 2023 general election, where he usurped the authority or the power of declaring the governorship elections winner, which the law, the additional to do that.
Right.
It is the returning officer that the law gives that rest. Secondly, looking at this, it is not just submitting their names to this National Assembly, the Senate in particular, for them to be sacked. Please, a careful, look at those offenses committed. Are those offenses punishable by law? The law, I mean, the Constitution of Federal Republic of Nigeria, or the Electoral Act itself. Now, if these offenses, has anything to do with the laws of this country, these people will not only face sacked, but they should be arrested and prosecuted according to the law. So that somebody somewhere who is resident electoral commissioner should take that look, your position as the resident electoral commissioner is not to commit infractions. It's not to aid corruption. It's not to be there and do things that is against the law that place you there. It is for you to respect and act in accordance with the laws that puts you in that office. It should serve as a deterrent to those who will want to commit similar offenses tomorrow. But if you just sack them and allow them to be Adamawa State resident electorate, it's a serious offense. No matter who pushes you, no matter who pushes you to do that, you shouldn't have done it in the first place. Allow the law to always take its course on everything that has to do with the law. Because when the election of Nigeria goes in consonance with the electoral laws, we will produce good leaders. But if that affects the law in any way, we'll produce leaders that have questionable characters. Take a look at those offenses one after the other. If they have committed those offenses as alleged, please, they should be punished in accordance with the law, so that others will refrain from such offenses that is against the state. It's an aberration.
Okay.
It's an aberration.
All right. Well, then let's take a look at PDP crisis. As the crisis within the People's Democratic Party deepens, the party's National Disciplinary Committee, chaired by former Minister of Foreign Affairs, Tom Ikimi, has summoned former Benue State Governor Samuel Otom, Senator Samuel Anyanwu, and others. In a statement shared with journalists on Thursday, Ikimi announced that those invited are required to appear before the committee on Wednesday, 12 February 2025. At the Legacy House in Maitama, Abuja. Since and following the 2023 presidential election, the PDP has been grappling with internal conflict. Some members have accused others of undermining the party's interest and have called for disciplinary actions against those responsible. In response, the PDP National Working Committee set up a disciplinary committee on August 21st to allow members to file complaints, hear both sides, and make recommendations to the National Executive Committee. However, nearly 5 months after the committee's creation, the crisis has worsened, with former National Youth Leader Sunday Ude Okoye and Senator Samuel Anyanwu both claiming the position of National Secretary. Despite the endorsement of Ude Okoye by the Board of Trustees, led by former Senate President Adolphus Wabara, and the Governors Forum, chaired by Bauchi State Governor Bala Muhammad, the crisis persists. Ikimi revealed that the PDP NDC has reviewed 5 petitions that have been submitted so far. The statements read: the National Disciplinary Committee of the People's Democratic Party met on Wednesday, 5th February 2025 at the Legacy House, Maitama, Abuja, in line with its mandate pursuant to Section 57, Subsection 1 of the Constitution of the People's Democratic Party as amended in 2017, relating to party discipline. Ikimi guaranteed that the National Disciplinary Committee is dedicated to maintaining discipline within the party and reinstating its integrity. It's read in part. The committee reiterates that the National Disciplinary Committee is a constitutionally established committee that is available to deal with matters brought before it fairly. Therefore, all those with genuine grievances against any member of the party should take advantage of the standing committee and follow due process in bringing up their complaints. Well, if you recall, Dr. Harry, on our last show, the last show you came on, we talked about the disciplinary committee as regards this PDP crisis, and we talked about that battle, that fight that erupted in Abuja, between the Sam Ayawu and Udo Okoye as regards the National Secretary position. And now they have set up a disciplinary committee. Now they are now inviting Otom and Benue State Governor Ayawu and others in order to settle these differences. Remember, I asked you a question that day, the last time you came, that's what do you make of this committee, the disciplinary committee? What are their actions so far? And what was your advice for them? Well, you gave them a particular advice that they know what is actually going there. The bigwigs in the PDP knows exactly what is going there, and they are the ones to sort this out. But here are the disciplinary committee now bringing Otom, the former the Benue State Governor, and Ayawu with Udo Okoye together in order to discuss this. Probably they might want to settle this at this point in time. Quickly, let me get your take.
Thank you. You see, looking at the PDP disciplinary committee set up by the NWC to look at issues that is ravaging the party, I want to say this. They said, when justice delayed, justice denied.
Okay.
Inviting these people, inviting Samuel Otom, former governor of Benue State, Samuel Ayawu, probably Ude Okoye, and the rest of them, according to the party's constitution. But I don't want to go deeply into that. But what happened here is this. If you want to do the right, if you are extending invitation to those that you know are the reason why this problem is happening in the PDP, why can't you invite all of them? All of them should be invited, not just selected. If you want to hear from them, fine. Set a date, maybe 3. If you can divide them into 3, fine. Set a date. Saying that when justice denied, justice delayed, justice is what? Denied.
All right.
So the right thing should be done of that same political party, which the chairman of that committee, Tom Ekimi, whom I respected so much, to do the needful. If he wants or have the party in mind, he should do the needful and stop segregations, stop doing lip service, because lip service would continue to make sure that the party will not see the light of the day in the future.
Well, another concern is why the disciplinary committee, why are they coming by this time? Where were they when the issue started? It has...
This party, from the onset, it's not today. If they refused, now you have the opportunity. They should be disciplined.
Okay.
Because when disciplines are meted on those erring members, the rest of them will sit up and not to trouble the party. How can one person be troubling the party? How can one person will make the party to be in disarray and nobody said anything?
Well, I'm trying to imagine how the discipline will look like when just yesterday the BOT members were backing Ude Okoye. So what would it look like?
Thank you. You see, now look at this. Sam, when he wanted to contest for governorship election in Imo State, and I do believe that the PDP constitution has a role to play in that. What is the PDP constitution saying? If you want to contest any political seat as a member of that political party, what do you need to do? Is it when you resign and go and contest the election and you failed and return? Remember, when elected citizens of Federal Republic of Nigeria that political party we know in 2003, in 2007, in 2011, no, they are no longer. It means that something is virtually wrong with the People's Democratic Party, which they must fix and put their house in order. If they fail to do that, let them kiss bye-bye come 2027, because a house divided cannot stand. Cannot stand.
This is similar to, you know, the topics that we've discussed right here on this show, where a lot of people they're also saying that if they allow Atiku Abubakar to contest for the presidency come 2027, the PDP might as well die. And now we're now having the same issues here going on in the same PDP. Well, I think PDP used to be a very big party.
Then, not now.
Then, yeah, actually, that when they open mouth, you believe that, oh, you know
I
that,
said so. I said
yes,
so.
Yeah, I think maybe you want they will not die. It's like the way you put
No,
it.
but let me say this. See, if you keep acting and behaving like somebody who is insane,
Yeah.
you should get your head examined, because there is something that is missing in your life. And so PDP as a political... see, there is problem.
All right.
They can't deny this, that they don't have problem.
Okay.
There is problem until this problem is resolved. And if this problem is not resolved, it will be very difficult
All right, then let's
for
take a
them to
look-
win future elections.
Let's take a look at this other story now. Well, former governor of Kaduna State, Malam Nasir El-Rufai, has waded into the raging controversy between the National Security Advisor, NSA, Nuhu Ribadu, and ex-commissioner in the Police Service Commission, PSC, Hajia Najaartu Mohammed, saying Ribadu lied that he never accused President Bola Tinubu. Recall that Hajia Mohammed had allegedly, in a TikTok video, listed President Tinubu's senators, Senator George Akume, Orji Uzokalu, and some other former governors as those Ribadu described as very corrupt governors when he was chairman of the Economic and Financial. Stated that today our clients, who once held the above odious view about President Tinubu, has turned around to be his staunchest defender, especially with regard to what you stated to be the government's agenda to silence voices of dissent to the government, citing the alleged arrest of a certain Professor Usman Yusuf as an example. Well, this is Rufai, El-Rufai slamming Ribadu, calling him a liar in a TikTok video that was made alleging that President Tinubu, had mentioning the video mentioned President Tinubu and others as corrupt politicians. Quickly, let's get your take on that.
Read it and analyze it before even coming to this, please. See,
All right.
Hajia Mohammed
Who made the video?
made this reference back to what happened 2006,
Okay.
when Nuhu Ribadu was the chairman of the EFCC. That